enterprising profile and selling and communication skills are either functional or dysfunctional. There are two scales. One scale of fulfillment, applies only for the motivation factors. So what we need to understand, wherever, so the scoring, the way it works, the least score in your motivating factor, the attribute in the motivating factor, which is the least score, is your current motivating attribute. All right. It may be money, it may be safety, security, whatever, you know, so that's unique to every one of us. But I'm just helping you now to understand that the motivating factors tells us or tells you that this is my main motivating need right now. And how to fulfill that is through the skills and attributes of the other 4 dimensions. Okay. Here's a simple catch. If we are trying to achieve something and we are struggling to fulfill that, then definitely how do you achieve or fulfill any goals in life? Okay. So here's the premise. All the attributes here are very natural attributes for all of us, the human being, right? We go from the basic, as you know, to the advanced, to love and belonging, safety and security, respect and recognition, and then the high level, the self-actualization, where you're trying to fulfill the purpose of your life. But the fundamental question, the billion-dollar question, is that some people do it effortlessly, successfully. They're able to make that journey, progression through their life, whereas the vast majority of people are stuck, struggling to fulfill their basic motivations. Not only money, they have money or safety and security, but they're struggling for love and belonging, right? The personal relationships are on the rocks. Okay, we all know that, right? That happens in this kind of cases. The question is, why is one person successful and the other person struggling? This is the question, and the answer that we want to give from the point of platform of self-X analysis is this: that in order to achieve any goals in life, you need to have some inputs, right? You need to have an understanding. First is self-awareness. B, you need to have some skills. But no matter what you're trying to achieve, right? Whether it is personal or professional, you need to be good at what you're doing ultimately, right? If you're not good at it, or you're not sufficiently skilled at it, then it is not a wonder that you're struggling. So therefore, the entire self-X analysis 5 dimensions, that first dimension tells you, hey, what are your attributes, which are your unfulfilled needs, right? And then why are you struggling to fulfill it? Then you go down the other dimensions, like effectiveness, right? Maybe, and not maybe, because of some dysfunctional attributes in the other dimensions, which are skills. If you could fix, the point is, if you could improve your skills, attributes in the other 4 dimensions, the chances of your fulfilling your motivation need, whichever it is, goes up. I mean, any comments? I mean, as I continue, anybody want to make yeah?
Swarup, there's money here. So what
yes.
I essentially infer is that your motivational factor is nothing but, in the HR parlance, what you call the lag indicators, and rest are lead indicators, that the input which you have to work on, this will automatically happen. Start working. Is that understanding right?
Let's see, Dan, what is your remarks on this part, what I said? That's what Mani said. What do you say?
Well, basically what you're saying is, which actually it helps understand this even better. If respect and recognition is the area that has lowest score in terms of on the motivational factors, it is likely that by improving certain skills that you'll have a chance to improve in the respect and recognition. Or the money one's probably the simpler one. If you're not fulfilled financially for some reason, it is highly likely that you don't have all the skills you need to make the money that you want to make. And that applies to an entrepreneur, to an employee. An employee wants to get promoted. I mean, when I used to have staff directly, and we used to have one-on-one meeting, as I said, the purpose of my one-on-one meeting with you every week, presuming we have it every week, we scheduled it, but we traveled. The idea is it's your meeting to figure out how do you go from where you are to where you want to go, whatever that is. And it could be some guys would say, hey, I want to be director. I'm only a manager now. I want to be a director. And I'd say, great. To make director, for me to be able to promote you, you need visibility here, 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 and here. So got to put you on some projects to get you some visibility. And oh, if you want to be a director, business development director, all the way up to vice president, you need an MBA. So you better think about that. You better work on skills. So those two things will get you promoted to director, which i.e. equals more money. Or similarly, another one around money and skill would be, hey, you need visibility because when it comes down to doling out the raises, we have this big matrix. And all 150 people in the division are in the matrix that fit at your pay grades. And they get rank scored. And if nobody knows you, then the other directors won't rate you. So you'll wind up lower rated than other people that they see. And the ones that they see performing get higher ratings. So then therefore they can get the higher raises. So again, to fulfill you monetarily means you have to do some skill things. Or I'm an entrepreneur. This is a good one. I'm an entrepreneur and I suck at online marketing, we'll say. And my business isn't doing that well. Why? Because I'm not making the money I want to make. Why? I don't have enough leads. So it's not give me a raise because it's my company. It's build skills so that I can then achieve my I can hit the money that I want. At least that's my interpretation, Roy, of what you said.
That's correct. I mean, the point is, these are needs. We call them motivational factors. But essentially, they are needs. This is a human condition. You will need. I mean, when you are hungry, you have one problem: food. A hungry man, at that moment, he has only one agenda: how do I get some food to fill my belly? So when he's hungry, as I always say, there's one problem. Once he fills his belly, he has 100 problems, right? You understand what I mean? Because then he wants to do something else, right? Then use his mind and his, other goals. So that's how we are. We go from the basic needs to others. But as you climb up, your point is you will need skills to fulfill your needs, whether they're money, whether they're safety and security, whether it's love and belonging or respect or recognition. And every stage of the cycle, you need advanced skills as a human being to keep on evolving and fulfilling your life. Ron, I would like your comments, then we can move on. I mean, your feedback or your.
No, I agree with what everyone's saying. Respect and recognition, though, is often out of an individual's hands. The fact that somebody can earn money does not necessarily mean they get respect or recognition.
Correct.
So from a business perspective, respect and recognition are key management abilities rather than the staff's ability.
Correct. But I will come to that, as we now enter the dimension and the attribute. So let me move forward on. Let's discuss quickly on money. As I said, the structure of our training program, on foundation, we will cover all the attributes, okay? But in intermediate, we go even deeper. And in advanced, we go real deep, where you end up making what you call, as I mentioned, you construct a life map. Now, what is a life map? You want to go, Dan, which part of the US are you from? Chicago, I mean, where are you from, actually? Pennsylvania?
I grew up in Connecticut, outside of New York City.
So let's say you want to go from New York to Washington, right? Huh? Just let me take an example. You want to go from New York to Washington, let's say. So you're gonna, if you drive. Why are you laughing? You don't like Washington? Okay, you pick another city.
New York to Washington, hop the Amtrak or get on 95 until you end up there. Anyway, go ahead.
The example I pick up is it can be any place. When you go from point A to B, physically, we all know what to do, right? You can take a train, you can take a plane, you can take a car, you can walk, you can hike, or you take a map or whatever. The point is, how do you approach? There is a destination, there's a goal, and there's a map. If you have, let's say, give me a name of a place in Chicago, let's say, let's say ABC Street in Chicago, okay? I am looking for ABC Street on the map of New York. however smart I am, however effective I am, will I succeed? No, because you have the wrong map.
Correct.
The point I'm trying to, yeah. So in our end of self-analysis build up to it, we all know how to make a map of a place, but do we know how to make a map of our life? Because the point is, if you have a map, then the chances of reaching the destination, if you have the right map, the chances of reaching your goal or destination is definitely higher, right? So one of the things we do in self-analysis is to help construct the life map. That's the final output. With the workbook and the life map, the individual is pretty fortified in his own life, because after he's certified, he has to use it all his life. Those are the tools we give you, one of the tools, okay? But let's talk about money. See, the money is, money, or we call monetary needs, right? Money is a means to an end. Many people forget that, right? And if you talk about money, what is money? You know, there are so many definitions. But definitely, people need to understand, and that money is an output of an input, right? It's an output of an effort, skill, activity, plan, etc., etc., etc.